Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to get back on the TC125 a little bit, and I've just got some little odds and ends, some stuff I can reinstall, but mainly I've got to make some stuff so I can reinstall it. So we're going to do some manufacturing as we go along. And one other thing, if you've listened to the last 2 or 3 videos I put up, I had some audio problems. I've got a new microphone here, so if you can give me some feedback on that, let me know how it's sounding. If it's I don't know what else to do. All I can do is turn it on. So anyway, give me some feedback if you would, and let me know how it's sounding out there in video land. I think I'll take you over and just show you a recap of some of the stuff I've done and kind of where we're going. Okay, as you see, I have gotten the rear wheel on. That's really about the only thing that I've done, and I just did that because I don't want you guys laughing at me. It's kind of like the monkey in the football thing, if you've ever heard the expression, and it's just difficult to do, and things, especially by yourself. So I went ahead and popped that on. It's just the axle and whatnot. As you notice, I have done the lacing of the wheels. I've got the front one up here. It's ready to go also. Like I said before, people don't seem to be too interested in lacing wheels up, so I can do them faster when I'm not videoing it. So if you do want to see that, go back and look at, I think I did it on the TS250 a little bit, but on the first TC125, I did both wheels and went through the explanation how to and all that stuff. So if you need to view that, go on back to there. I've gotten some let's see what, the air cleaner boot straight from Thailand. You can't get them here. It says Suzuki on it, made in Japan. And I bought just some sheet of air cleaner element from Unifilter. Those are no longer available from Suzuki either. I just bought that. I think it comes in a sheet of 12 by 16 inches, and you just cut it to whatever you want. These are easy because it lays in there and it's got that little strap over it. So that one's all done. I can get the coil on, the air cleaner box, the battery box, the handlebars, the reservoir for the oil bracket anyway, and maybe the front fender bracket. As you've probably noticed here, I've got the fork tubes laying up here, and they're just here to keep them safe. These are brand new from Forking by Frank. The others were really rust pitted, and if you put new seals in there, they would have never held. So we went ahead and got him to make us some new ones, but I can't build them yet because I'm waiting on the chrome plater. As you remember, the lower fork stanchions were chrome, so they're at the chrome plater. The nut that holds it all together, they're at the chrome plater. So really, we're kind of at their mercy until we get the chrome back. So maybe in another 2 or 3 weeks. They told me it could be up to 2 months, and it's been down there pretty close to a month, I think now. I've got a piece of metal here just to hold it up to about the right height for the shocks, because I can't put the shocks on either because there's parts of them, I think the retainer, they're also at the plater. So we're just kind of at their mercy right now. So I'm just going to get a few things done, get it assembled a little bit, and that will probably be all we can do to this one for a while. And what I'll probably do after this is get back on the TS250 and start some assembly there. I'm going to have to look and see where I'm at on that. I can't remember. But anyhow, let's. I've got one thing I need to make. On the resistor, this is the bracket for the resistor. Here is the resistor. It's got, normally it has a kind of a spring looking thing on the inside here, and this one was missing. It probably doesn't need it, but I'm going to put a piece of Delrin inside it. That gives it a little more cushion maybe. So I've got to cut a piece of Delrin the right length, get it so the bolt will go through the center, and then turn it down to where it'll fit in the resistor. So that's what we're going to do first. So let's get over here to the lathe and get her done. Okay, here's the bolt or screw that goes in it, and I've already got it marked off here. This is about the distance that we're going to go, and first thing I'm going to do is drill the hole in the center so that the screw will go in it, and then we're going to turn it down to so that it will fit into the resistor. It's not much to it, but it's still got to be done. So let's get on with it here just a little bit. I'm going to double check my measurement. Yep, I think we can. Actually, I think I'm going to make that just a little bit longer. I can always face it off a little bit, but I can't add on. So that's what we'll do. There's our new line. I like working with this stuff because it's so easy to work. And it really has a pretty high heat tolerance, so you can use it in places that you really wouldn't think you could. I think I've kind of explained what it is before. It's a machinable plastic. I think it's made by DuPont or something. I'm not sure on that, but Delrin is what it goes by. And it machines well. It's pretty durable. A lot of people make bushings and that sort of thing out of it. Stuff is kind of stringy, so you have to deal with that. But a lot of metal is too. Getting pretty close here now. Had to stick my drill bit in there a little bit to keep the wobble down on this end after it got kind of thin, but I think we'll be all right. All right, let's go ahead and cut her off here. There it is. All right, we got our spacer. There it is. And the screw. Well, maybe I need to adjust it. No, that's good. So it goes in there. And then this piece goes inside of the little holder. And we just kind of line it up here. And there we've got our screw in there, so that keeps it kind of stabilized. I'm going to go ahead and I've got to make the or put the new insulators on here and replace the sheathing, so I'm going to do that before we go get any further on this. There's really no graceful way to get this old sheathing off. I don't like a razor blade because it's you can cut yourself pretty easy. So I try to just use a diagonal cutter and go along. Just take a little bit at a time. It's pretty crunchy, most of it is. I just don't want to cut the wire, and I sure don't want to cut my finger. That looks like about it. It just gets so hard that you can't even move your wires. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to put some new shrink wrap down here on the terminals and probably clean the terminals a little bit. These are pretty, well, they're just as brittle. The shrink wrap, or actually it's some kind of a cloth wrap, and it's just breaking off too. You know, you think you don't have to mess with stuff like this, but when it's 40-some years old, yes you do. You got to make sure they're clean, or they're so it's just dirt that's got up into that thing. So you got to make sure that it's clean where it's soldered on, and I may even have to unsolder it and clean it and redo it. Okay, I think we got it cleaned pretty good there, and I'll just cut a couple new pieces of shrink wrap. It needs to go as close to the resistor as you can get it. All right. That's all cleaned up and re-insulated. And in order to get our new sleeving on, we've got to cut off the ends, which is a good thing anyway, because they actually look kind of nasty up inside, and these things are hard too. So you're not going to be able to really connect them. So we'll just, we'll cut these off as close as we can. There's plenty of wire there. And just put a new one on. I'm going to leave that one just a minute and get this one on, because one needs a bullet and the other one needs a receiver type. Let's see here. All right, and that's the receiver type, so well, we need to get all this sleeving on first. That's the whole idea of doing this. So let me get my components out here. And I'll go ahead and get the sleeving on before I put a connector on and have to cut it again. Never done that, of course. Right. Okay, looks about right. Okay, on that one, I may need to cut this off just a little bit. And maybe we can get it. Yeah, I'm going to cut it off a little bit. Get that one on. And we've got our little insulator. There. So we've got our new connectors on, and our new flexible sheathing, and our new heat shrink around the terminals. I got this battery box all put together, I think, right? We've got the rectifier and the resistor. And let's see. We've got our new rubber bushings installed. Gotta have those or it'll just shake it to death probably. I think I got the wrong screws. There. Like I always say though, there's this stuff, most of it comes back off. It's just the way it is. There, that's probably about right. And we've got our air box here. I'm probably not going to be able to do that, am I? Let me back up and do it again. All right, got it kind of put back where it ought to be, I guess. I think I was putting the cart before the horse. And we've got the little rubber grommet there. Big washer, lock washer, and the nut. And the boots there. I had to turn this, the resistor wires where they came out need to be back here. I had them up front there before. So I think we're oriented properly there. And then this cover just slides on. I gotta get it to go onto the box there. And I'll have to find some screws for that. All right, so let's get the coil. And this is the coil that we repaired the wire on. And again, I'm not going to put the cap on until I've got the engine in there, so I know exactly how long this needs to be. But I've got it, and it's ready to go when I am. All right. Get our handlebars started here. I'm gonna put a little oil on those threads. Kind of makes it start looking like a bike again when you get the bars on. All right. Let's take a look at the carburetor boot there. Looks like it's, you can kind of twist it to orient it, but we don't know where it's going to be yet, so we'll just leave it loose. Okay. And I went ahead and put this bracket on for the oil tank because it kind of went underneath this the air cleaner. And of course, that's going to go just like that. I think I've got a new band for that, so dig that thing out. Okay, had to turn the bracket around. Got the screw here for the side cover, and I also need the hook for the oil tank. Usually it's just a matter of messing with things until they fit right. So there's that. And we get this front fender bracket on. Anticipating getting all that chrome back. Once that comes back, we can get most of the frame and everything back together. There we go. I'm not going to be able to hook this up because I don't have a brake nut. So I've got the other piece, the little round piece here that goes in there. But I've got to get the actual nut yet. There. I still didn't get it. It popped out on me. There. There it is. Okay. And I guess I probably can get the switch. Get that up there. It goes in the furthest hole in the pin there, if you're wondering. All right. I think that's about as far as I can go right now until I get some other components. Just to kind of give you another look at it here, what we've done. Get the back wheel on, get the rear brake pretty much hooked up. Most of the internal tin, the battery box, the air cleaner with a new element, the boot, get the clamps on there and the coil. I'm going to have to look at this. I think maybe the coil is turned around, goes the other way. I think maybe this lead comes out the back. I'll have to look and see. Easy enough to change. And the bars on and the front fender brace, bracket, whatever you want to call that. And I do have the front wheel ready to go. Just need to get the rest of the chrome back so I can put the shocks together and the forks. And that'll get pretty much all the frame and get it rolling again. So that's about as far as we can go on the TC125 today. I can't do any of the engine work yet because I've got the TS250 engine in the engine stand. That's coming up pretty quick. I've got to look over the crankshaft on that. Probably going to rebuild it, but I don't know. We're going to stick it in the lathe and put it between centers and see what it looks like and see what it feels like. And we'll make a determination then on that. But that's about as far as we can go on this right now. So until the next one, thanks for going along on the ride. See you next video.